John Michaels hosts mornings on 680 The Fan in Atlanta. He's a South Florida guy, huge Hurricanes fan. I told you, he and I were texting this morning about how long we've been waiting for a Canes football season like this one. John, how long have we been waiting for a Canes football season like this one?
I mean, can I be real? 2002. We've had some glimpses. 2017 we were 10-0, but let's be real, none of us thought we were winning a national title that year. And I love Malik Rozier, but he was not Cam Ward. Before that, it was probably 2002 with Ken Dorsey and Willis McGahee, and then some little twerp referee, Terry Porter, in the corner of the end zone in Arizona stole our damn sixth national championship.
Really did.
And from that point on, the program has spiraled downward. But guess what? You get a transfer from Washington State. Suddenly you find some magic in an offense that's unbelievable. And after the Miami game, we had a party here in Atlanta for the Georgia-Florida game, which I went to for about 35, 45 minutes. And I had Georgia fans. They were petrified because at the time they're losing 13-6 to Florida. And they're all looking at me, and I've got a Miami chain on. And they go, "Oh, do you really think you're that good?" I said, "I think we'll beat Georgia's ass. I'll tell you that much." I said, "You guys are struggling with Florida's third team. We went to the swamp and whooped up on them like they stole something. I'm not afraid of anybody." Cocky Canes fan right here. I'm not afraid of a damn soul in college football as long as we got number one behind center back there spinning that rock.
And we talked about that too. Remember this offseason we're asking, or early in the season, I was like, can they compete with the Georgias and Ohio State? And we were like, let's see. I want to bring up Cam Ward. I got him over the damn Georgia guy because that Georgia guy throws interceptions like he's giving away hotcakes. Dylan Gabriel can play, though. That's the only one. Is Cam the best quarterback in the nation, bro?
Yes. I don't think there's any doubt about it, Shane. I like Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel, to me, is a guy that in many other years would probably be your Heisman frontrunner. He's playing for the number one team in the country. They beat Ohio State, all that good stuff. But Cam Ward has had so many of those wow plays this year. The throw that he has to Xavier Restrepo this week, I think his father said that it was a no-look pass. All I know is it came from an angle that a shortstop would be proud of. He kind of ducked down sideways and slung it, and it's right on the money on an RPO throw, and X is out the gate, and 66 yards later, he's in every Miami record book that's out there. Without Cam Ward, Miami's probably 6-3. And they're having a nice season, and you're feeling like Mario's turning the corner, but it's not a special season. Cam Ward has made it special. And if I'm the Carolina Panthers, I'm the Cleveland Browns, I'm the New Orleans Saints, or one of those other god-awful NFL teams that's going to be picking high at the top of the draft, I'm taking Cam Ward, and if my GM tries to talk me into somebody else, I'm probably firing his ass as well. Cam's the best player in the country. Nothing against Ashton Genty, nothing against Travis Hunter. Cam Ward should win the Heisman Trophy in about 4 weeks in New York City.
Yeah, we were having this conversation because I watch him. He looks to me like an NFL superstar waiting to happen. You get that same vibe then that he will be able to translate collegiate success into the NFL.
Yeah, are there some things he'll need to clean up? Sure. His first touchdown to Xavier Restrepo in the NFL, where he's rolling right and he kind of throws it deep down the field, and he gets tipped by the Duke DB. That might be an interception in the National Football League. There'll be times that he's going to have to rein in who he is just a little bit. The throw back across his body that gets intercepted late in the game against Duke, he had the same throw against Cal. Those things can't happen in the league because the league will eat you up. But you know what? And not that Brett Favre was a good human off the field, but on the field, he was fantastic. Brett Favre, you lived with a lot of that in the NFL. Back across his body, crazy throws. You know why? Because he can make every single throw down the field, and he can lead a team to victory. The most impressive thing for Cam Ward about me is he's in complete control of everything, whether it's pointing and saying, "Hey, bro, we're running right here and there's not a damn thing you can do about it," or coming to the line and letting you dictate, "Hey, you're blitzing from here, fine. I'm going to go ahead and run this play." The throw that he throws to Jacoby George, they had set that up probably 5 games ago, running a screen out of that diamond formation. And Cam walked up and he looks around and goes, "All right, I've got the coverage I want. and he kind of nonchalantly pumps the screen, knowing that they're going to bite on it, and boom, he hits Jacoby down the field for 50-plus yards. It's everything that you want in a quarterback. You know, I've thought in my mind many times, I was having conversations with buddies, he's the best quarterback that's ever played at Miami. No disrespect to Jim Kelly or Gino Torretta or Bernie Kosar or any of those guys. Cam Ward in 1 year is the greatest Miami quarterback ever. Now he's just got to finish the drill in about 6 more games.
And John, you brought up Restrepo, and he's breaking records. And I'm talking about Irvin couldn't do it, and Santana and Reggie Wayne, Andre Johnson. Is he special? Is he going to get All-American love? Like, is he a special receiver, or he's just been here a long damn time?
No, he's a special receiver, Channing. I mean, he put up numbers last year with Tyler Van Dyke and Jakari Brown and other guys. I mean, he made Tyler Van Dyke look good in the times that Tyler looked good. Now, is he NFL special like Reggie and Michael Irvin? Probably not. Is he a guy that's going to play for 10 to 12 years in the league? I think he is. He's better than Braxton Berrios was in his time at Miami. I think he could be Wes Welker or better. His hands are amazing. He runs unbelievable routes. He's tough as nails. I think he's faster than most people give him credit for. Not the biggest dude, but man, he is a special cat. The records, I think part of it has to do with being there a little bit longer than everybody else, but it doesn't matter. In today's day and age, you know what he also didn't get to play with? He didn't have Brian Blades on the other side of him. He didn't have Santana Moss on the other side of him. He didn't have Andre Johnson in the roster. You know, it was Xavier Restrepo up until this year where he was the only weapon Miami had a lot of times on offense, and the kid deserves every accolade that he has. I thought it was super special on the broadcast when they panned to his mom. You know, and all of us being fathers, to see a mom react that way knows how much, you know, kid means to mom and mom means to kid. And he seems like just such a humble guy. I love it for X. He's had an unbelievable year. And I remember Miami fans, I can find your tweets that were saying he should have been let go and not Brashard Smith. And Brashard's having a great year for SMU, but we wouldn't be where we are right now without Xavier Restrepo.
Are you going to the Georgia Tech game?
Does a one-legged duck swim in circles? I bought 10 tickets to go to the Georgia Tech game. Me, my wife, my 3 kids, my daughter's boyfriend. So that's 6 of us. And then 4 of my really good friends all are going. So we're 10 deep alone. I know there are a ton of Miami fans coming up here. We're going to make Georgia Tech's homecoming fun. I'm not sure that Georgia Tech typically would have a fun homecoming. Doesn't look like, you know, like Spelman and Morehouse here. They have the Spell House homecoming and music's blasting and everything else. We're going to turn that place up. Channing, they've got Big Boy performing out front before the Miami game. It is going to be nuts with all of us here, but they did us dirty. How the hell do we have a noon kick? How am I supposed to get halfway hammered when we got a noon kick, which means I got to leave to come downtown at about 7:30 in the morning?
Man, they make it difficult on us. Now, what though of the 3 remaining games is the biggest chance for the stumble? Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, or Syracuse?
If Haynes King is healthy this week, the quarterback for Georgia Tech, which I don't know that he is, this is a tough one. Buster Faulkner, their offensive coordinator, comes from Georgia, was a coordinator there when they had Stetson Bennett, and likes to run a lot of window dressing, lots of motions, you know, lots of get the ball out quick. They've got a couple of athletes in Jamal Haynes at running back, Rutherford and Singleton at wide receiver. Both can fly, which we realize Miami has a secondary issue. But if Haynes King isn't healthy offensively, they're not good. And Georgia Tech is not good defensively, which is not really a recipe for success against Cam Ward in Miami. Syracuse will be tough as well because the same thing, they can score the football. Kyle McCord came over from Ohio State. LaQuint Allen, a player that they have. I think they have a Rondé Gadsden's kid playing there at tight end. They've got some weapons there and can throw the ball up and down the field. And you know that Syracuse, whatever it's called, the Carrier Dome or whatever it is now, will be raucous for Miami coming there. There's no business us losing any games. If we keep teams under 30, we're not going to lose a football game in the regular season. And I guess we won't see Clemson in the ACC championship game because Dabo choked one away against Louisville's second team, which was beautiful to see on Saturday night.
I'm going, that's micro last week, and I'm going macro. Who else scares you in the nation? Because, hell, you're number 4, Ohio State, Georgia, and Oregon over top of you. You already say you're not scared of Georgia. I watched the Gators game. Hell, they could have beat them with The quarterback, I've never heard of him before in my life. I don't even know if he was on the team last Tuesday. But does Oregon, we talked about Dillon Gabriel, Oregon or Ohio State, because Ohio State got some dogs in their receiving core. And I would say UM's weakness is that secondary.
Yeah, anybody that can score the football scares me. Oregon would be an absolute slugfest. You might have to beat them 77-72 like an old Pac-12 after dark game. Ohio State with Jeremiah Smith and Emeka Ibuka and Judkins and Will Howard, and they've got a good tight end as well. Yeah, they scare me, but the next big game Ryan Day wins will be the first big game that Ryan Day wins. So I got a feeling he'd find a way to gack one away. Texas still scares me. I know they haven't played well the last couple of weeks, but, they still got weapons with Quinn Ewers and all that speed they have outside. Georgia would give us problems because the defensive side of the ball, they're so good, but I don't know that they can keep up with Miami in a 60-minute game because Carson Beck, all we have to do is distract them with the Cavender twin. Just put her on the sideline, in a Miami basketball jersey, and I'm not sure he's going to be ready to go. So, Channing, it's going to be so much fun these next 6 weeks with the college football playoffs and everything else. I already told my wife we got to put a second mortgage on the house between going to Georgia Tech this week. I just went to FSU 2 weeks ago. The ACC championship game potentially in a couple of weeks. If we win the ACC, the quarterfinal game is in Atlanta in the Peach Bowl. Then the semifinal week potentially could be at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. And then the Natty would be right back here in Atlanta. I need you guys to get Len Weiner to give me like a third or fifth or eighth job at this point because I can't afford all these damn games, but I damn sure can't miss one.
Yeah, it's going to be something special. Again, I want to get through these 3 games that they've got left on the schedule, and then we worry about all that stuff. But it is shaping up to be the season that he's right, that we've been waiting literally over 20 years for.
And John, quickly, can you tell Hawk stop pushing people towards the varsity? It's the greasiest, nastiest food in the world. He's pushing.
Yeah,
people
that's why I say,
towards the varsity.
What? Noon kickoff is perfect. Players will be done by 4, showered. They'll be over to the varsity by 5.
Yeah, the varsity. First of all, hot dogs are one of the 5 most useless foods on the planet.
How dare
hot dogs, mayonnaise. Oh my goodness, sour cream. I don't need any of that in my life. The varsity
Ridiculous.
I went to one time. And that was about 23 years ago when I moved to Atlanta, and I vowed that I would never go back. I know it's an Atlanta staple. It's walking distance from Georgia Tech. If you go over there, make sure you have some wet wipes because you will need some shortly thereafter.
I mean, how can you call yourself an Atlantan and not have been to the varsity at least once a week for the last 20 years?
People from Atlanta hate the varsity.
No, they do not. Yeah. I saw diners, drive-ins, and dives. They love it.
Again, a guy from out of town coming to Atlanta. It's better to go about 12 blocks down, go to Magic City, get you some nice lemon pepper wet, and I'm just talking about the wings, and enjoy the show while you're there.
Boom.
Or World of Coca-Cola and the CNN headquarters.
If you're into those kind of things, sure. You might as well go to the Georgia Aquarium while you're at it.
Right?
I'd rather go to Magic City because I can see things flapping around there that look a heck of a lot better than a whale.
Get myself a little, happy hour in Buckhead. Time of my life. All right, we'll see you. Don't you drink Pepsi over Coke, John? Of course you're not an Atlantan. You like Pepsi over Coke.
100%. Pepsi and Mountain Dew are like 2 of the greatest inventions ever. When I'm
talking specifically the colas. Specifically the colas.
Oh, yeah.
You choose Pepsi over Coke.
I will not drink a Coke in my lifetime if I have a choice. It's Pepsi Ridiculous. All day long.
Ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just that shows you all you need to know about John Michaels. He never embraced Atlanta. He doesn't like the varsity. He doesn't like Coca-Cola.
But I do like Magic City. I don't know what that says about me.
Hey, John, Magic City, Pepsi. Yeah, man, we can roll. I'm a Pepsi guy too.
Yes, we can.
You are?
All right.
Yeah.
What's going on here? All right, we got to go. John Michaels, 680 The Fan in Atlanta. Follow him on Twitter, John Michaels U. Thank you, John.
All right, guys.
There you go. Talking a little Hurricanes with John Michaels, a man who's got his get up and go back because that's like it was faked every now and then for a couple of years when we thought maybe the Hurricanes were good. That's how a Hurricane fan sounds. I ain't scared of nobody.
We right there. It's we, Hawk. See you talking we. Yeah, man.
I know the moment the Canes have a stumble, this dude's coming on the air talking about, I knew you guys weren't going to be able to do so and so. I know what this guy has in store for us.
But isn't that the beauty of having just a seat on the bus? Like, I can get off whenever I want to get off.
Yeah, I guess you can.
He's not like us, Hawk. You know, he's a phony Canes fan, not like us.
They ain't like us.
Give that to DBJ.